Welcome back, everyone. This is day 5 of backtesting until I'm a profitable trader, 29th April, and let's have a quick view on what the market is or was doing by the time. Right, so let's get into it. Session 16. So I feel like we should backtest some 100 and see how the futures were going as well, because I'll be doing futures, both futures and forex. Just go to 100, then go to the daily. So the daily, what do we see? We can see that there was a good uptrend, and yeah, we would look for buys, obviously, because why would you trade against the trend except if you see that there is a corrective move which is incoming. Let's go to the 2 hour. Right, so you can see the price was a bit choppy. We had this liquidity void was filled, and on the 2 hour, what else can we see? We're making possible corrective move areas such as this. So we'll have this order block, which is from the 2 hour. We'll have this liquidity void or fair value gap, depends on what you call it. We have this inverse fair value gap, which means this area is a strong one, this one right here. Alright, so let's see what the market is about to do. So the day was Friday. We would like to wait for next week though, so let's speed it up a bit. So it's now Monday. Great, so this is what we wanted. Let's go to allow time frames, which is the 1 hour. Then let's zoom in. You can see that we were in a very good uptrend, and we had some liquidity build up from the lows right here. So let's see what the market shows us and see what we can trade off of it. So let's mark up the important times as well. So I'll mark up 9:30 on Monday because that's the session where it's mostly active. So we get at 9:30 right here, and let's go to the 15-minute. See if you can find any other levels. You can see we have order blocks all over here. You can see we have lows that have liquidity. So let's see what the market does and then react to it. So we have a liquidity void at the open right here, so you can mark it up starting from here up to here. It's a new week open gap. Let's see how the market moves with it. So it continued going higher a little bit, took out buy side by a small tick. You can go to the 5-minute and see that okay, we actually have equal highs. It hasn't been taken out really well. So was it taken out now? You can see that we have low highs right here, taken out a little bit, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so I anticipate dropping into this new week open so that we can fill this liquidity void which was created. See good price action in London session where market was rallying higher, took out this liquidity, and after that it kept on going higher as well. Okay, then at the 9 opening you can see it created a fair value gap later on, then came to retest it. This is the fair value gap I usually wait for my setup, but the reason I really don't like these setups is because when you open setups like this, I mean, you don't have quite a good TP level. So you saw the entry on the 5 minute. Let's take the trade on the 15 minute. So will this be a good trade? Let's find out. Usually these pairs that are always in an uptrend, such as gold, 900, it's usually hard to predict the TPs when you are trading them in the upside, so, or when they're not in chopping moves. But I think this will be a good entry after tapping into this new week open. We would like to go higher. Let's learn from this, I guess. Let's play this. Let's see. It went higher a bit, then came back lower. New day started. Maybe you targeted something real big, because you can see it created a very big move until 2 in the afternoon and then started dropping a little bit. So maybe you should have targeted somewhere here, but let's take on to the 3 hour and see what happens. Will it actually go that high? Let's also mark up Tuesday at 9, so you can see what happens at the New York Open. Usually want to know what exactly happens at New York Open, right? Great, we can see our stop loss getting hit, so which means we will take out only pressures by this time. So that's why I'm not a fan of these commodities that go all the way to the high. You don't know where to place your take profit exactly, but no worries. Let's see what these trades got now. So you can see we have one loss so far, and let's remove this a little bit. We can see that we have this fair value gap right here on the 45 minute. Maybe let's go on the 2 hour and have a small observation as well. You can see that on the 2 hour, I actually can do this, sorry, right, yep, I learned this recently, so I had to do it, of course. So we have this fair value gap in here, and we have this order block as well. So market was actually retracing into this level, into this fair value gap, rebalancing and then going higher, maybe. I also don't know. So according to the first trade, we would have made some good money out of that. And let's mark out this buy side liquidity as well, so that we can pull into it. Then let's go to the 1 hour now. You can see that we are rejecting this level for now. And go to the 15 minute. So we want to take our entries. We can look for a time to enter, since it's about to be in the PM session, and take a trade on this day. So let's go to 5 minute. We can see we had a good liquidity sweep. This low was taken out. And here, let me zoom out. We had a liquidity sweep right here. Then we had our market shift here. Then we have a fair value gap in here, which we are about to see if it is really valid. Okay, so we have a fair value gap retest. This one, fair value gap right here. You can see it was retested a little weak, so our entry will be somewhere off of here. Target this low. Let's continue that. Target buy side right here. Actually, we would also refine this to be at the lowest candle of the fair value gap, which would be somewhere here. Have a 2.5 or 2.6. Then let's go on the 50-minute to see how this one plays out. So it's about to be in the PM session, and it's currently 11:15. So let's see how this one plays out. Nice one. So you can see we had a good trade of the 5-minute. Okay, so let's see how long it took, so we can keep that in the record. I'm actually thinking of starting to journal my trades, the trades I take in while I'm backtesting, because I usually didn't, but I have to actually journal them and keep the records. So I think this is the day I started. So you can see that we have an hour and 40 minutes, and that's not bad for a 2-hour. So this one is also a good trade, like the first one. They were both good trades, so I can say that this one was a bad trade. It was a really good trade. And let's continue and backtest more. Let me save this image. Sorry. Let me save this image. Alright. I'll add it to my Notion backtesting channel. Okay. So let's go back to the 4-hour, to the higher time frame, and see what we were dealing with. So you can see that it continued going higher, and this was Tuesday, which was actually the start of the PM session by the time. So I think even the trade would continue running higher than this, which means that even though we caught the move, well, the purpose is not to catch the whole move, is to get your share of the move. So we got our share of the move, and I think that was all. So yeah, I guess this would be a good time to observe what would happen in the PM session, because I wouldn't take more than another trade. I don't think I'll take another one, except if you see another entry criteria, of course. You can see it trying to drop, and we can also take a short-term sell. Let's try this and take a short-term sell. Going on the 2-hour, what do we see here? You can see we have, let's do something like this so we can see it well. You can see that we have an order block right here, this order block, and when we go to the 1-hour, we can see it clearly as here. Let's go to the 30-minute now. Let's remove these drawings. Okay, we can see this now right here, 30-minute OP. Sorry. Yeah, you can see something like this, which means it's a potential retracement zone of this downward move. So the reason I'm calling it short term, it's because these corrective moves can react to any level, such as this fair value gap, but as of now, as of my current knowledge, I give more priority to the order blocks more than the fair value gap. So let's see if the market will reach us. So we're looking on for an entry criteria to enter for a short trade, which will reach us here, and we get out, which will basically be a scalp. Okay, it's a day trade because I don't think I can take it on the 1 minute. I'll take it on the 5. If I don't see a setup on the 5 minute, then I don't think I'll be doing that, because I really like taking trades on the at least 5 minutes plus 1 minute. I've really hated it because it's caused me some trauma over the past years. But actually you can see an entry right here. So created a temporary high, swept it out, shifted structure right here. You can see it here. So we've got a sweep, we've got market shift. This is the recent down close candle. So this is what I use as a market shift. Then we've got a fair value gap here, which was just retested. So it would be this one right here, and this is where you would enter for a trade heading to these lows, or even target this order block. So we didn't catch this one, we weren't able to spot this one, but it's the same idea. We put the stop above this high, a few pips above, to accommodate for the commission and spreads. Then we go to a 3R or a 2.5R, somewhere in here, and see how it goes. So it's not jumping as we should, and as you can see, we were stopped out. That's why I call this low probability, because the market can react off of any level. Let's go to the 15 minute and see. It might react off of a fair value gap such as this one. It might react off of a small order block. So corrective moves are usually tricky. They are good for scalpers. And anyways, let's see how it went after this. Yes, I should keep the link. And so let's keep on backtesting. I'll go to the 2 hour now. So let's go to the 5 minute actually, so we can keep the link of this trade. Okay, and as you can see here, man, there was a very big market crash. So let's remove these diagrams. You can see here, sorry, you can see here that market created a void, but it's when we go on a low time frame, we can see that it didn't have the same impact. So let's go to the higher time frame. You can see in the 1 hour we have this gap in here, and market has to fill it whatever the conditions. So should you take a trade going lower? It's currently London session on Wednesday, so we can take a small trade filling this gap and then wait for the New York to see what we are going to do. So before we sit on our hands, because usually when I take 2 losing trades, you have to sit on our hands. So I will give this a good trade and then look for another good trade in the New York session, and then head out for something else. Alright, so let's see if we can get a trade off of this. Okay, steady with the drop, the 5 minute. Right, so we're currently targeting this level. Okay, so before we go, what do we see right here? So this would actually have been a good fair value gap on the 1 minute, but since we take trades off of the 5 minute, I don't think we would respect this, because it's really small. I mean, you can't even see it unless you terribly expand your charts like this. You can see this one right here, this one, this small one right here. So let's take the opportunity right here, and our stop will be right above the high. And I think that's all we target to the close of this gap. Let's go to the 15 minute now and see how it goes. Great, so see it started going against us again. So how long would this trade actually take? You can see we're about to start New York session, so New York session might come in and go in with the trade, go in the same direction as the trade. So let's see how this goes. So let's mark up New York time. You can see that we have already hit TP actually. You can see it right here. Good trade. It would have taken 2 hours and 45 minutes, almost 3 hours. And some people will be wondering why I took that trade on the start of London session. It's because my time zone actually allows me to trade London and New York sessions, while our night time is Sydney and Asia session. So it's really favorable if you can think of it. So this is also another good trade. Let's copy the link and we'll journal it. Nice one. So far we have 3 of them, I guess. 8. So let's see if you can find another trade, and that will be all for today's backtesting session. I'll continue backtesting off screen, because the reason I do on screen is because I want to keep track, I want to record and journal my journey as I trade. So I don't want to talk for 4 hours, because when I record for 4 hours, then there will be some moments where I'm just thinking, like, instead of talking directly to the camera, like, here's a fair value gap, it will all be in my mind, where I'll be seeing fair value gaps, testing them, and seeing important levels, and seeing all I want for trading. So basically, I don't really, that's why you can see me do backtesting streams for 4 hours, but usually I backtest for around 1.5 or 2.5 hours a day when I get the chance to. I usually do that every day, and when I get more time I can do up to 3 to 4 hours, but I'll try to keep the streams short. So anyways, let's keep the run short. So you can see that we have filled the void. Let's mark up the New York start time so that we can see liquidity at the time. So 9:30 right here. Let's play it really fast. So you can see it started to try and go a bit higher. We can mark some important levels such as London high. Let's see the low that London will create, because it's also an important level of liquidity. You can see it dropped even further. Great. So this is the London low. Let's go to the heading net first. So we've got the London low right here. London low. And let's reset a bit. Great. Okay, so we've got the London low, and you can see it was a reaction to this order block. And we've got an inverse fair value gap in here, which means a retracement will give us an entry to target this buy side liquidity right here. So let's remove this. We have buy side right here. Great. And we also have a fair value gap to fill. Anyways, so let's go to the 15-minute. What do we see? We see market opened with a really high momentum, for which we might not even get an entry. For real, this is really hard, is really a strong one. So reaction off of another block. We are waiting for at least a possible retracement, and if we don't find one, then I guess no trading for that day. So we have a fair value gap, which coincides with an inverse fair value gap as well. So maybe we'll wait for a possible retracement to this fair value gap. So any retracement. Wait a minute, do you see there's another one right here, and it was tested, so you could enter off of this one as well, because this one right here, target buy side, and our stop loss will be right in this fair value gap, like somewhere here. Yeah, let's put it below this low. It will give us a 3R, and let's play it and see if we don't get stopped out. So it directly went into profits, as we can see, and hit TP as soon as we took it. So how long did this trade take? It took 50 minutes. So I guess that was all for today's recording. Let's continue backtesting and see how good we can make this strategy and see how good we can adapt to it. And until we talk again, be safe.